Awesome. All right, lesson 6. We're dealing with secants, tangents, and angle measures. Okay, so we're going to do lesson 6. We'll do one formula from lesson 8. We're skipping lesson 7 altogether. Okay, so for lesson 6, you guys are going to be able to find measures of angles formed by lines that intersect on or inside the circle. So now we're taking the stuff from the inside and the stuff from the outside. We're going to be able to do some stuff together. Okay, and then you'll be able to find the measures of those angles that are formed by lines that are intersecting outside of the circle. So that's kind of the second part. Okay, so the new word that we're going to have is going to be a secant. Okay, it's going to intersect the circle in exactly 2 points. So prior to this, we had chords that connected 2 sides of a circle but didn't extend past it. Secants are essentially chords that just keep on going. So again, it can be kind of straight through, almost like a diameter plot, and it's going to keep on going. Doesn't matter where it's at, just as long as it crosses the circle in 2 separate points and it keeps on going. Good. All right, here is the formula that you guys will have. All right, when you have 2 secants, so 2 lines that go through the circle, that intersect in the interior of the circle, the measures that are formed by those 2 angles coming together is going to equal half of the kind of the vertical angle. So I'm showing you this picture here. So I've got this arc, AB, and then CD. So again, both sides of the circle. If you add both of those sides together and then divide by 2, that's where you'll get that angle. So again, the arcs from both sides added together divided by 2, that's going to equal that central angle, that intercepted angle. Okay, just like with these 2 opposite sides, this AD and then BC, once you add those together and divide by 2, you'll get this angle. You're just finding the average to figure out that interior angle. Kind of make sense-ish? All right, we'll do a couple sample problems. Oops, thought I had that part gone. If you look quick, you're already going to see the answer. All right, so to figure out this first one, to figure out the value of x, I'm going to look to where the angle's at, and I'm going to find the 2 opposite angles. So where that vertical angle is at, I'm going to try to find the angles that are on both sides of it. Okay? So looking at this circle, I'm going to look for this angle up here and this angle down here. So to find that angle x, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 88 plus 76, and then I'll divide that whole thing by 2 or multiply it by 1/2. Either way, it's going to get you the same thing. 88 plus 76, I'll put those ones together. I left my calculator back there. I should have 164. sound right? Yeah. So I got 164. Again, these two added together, still going to be divided by 2. And the very last part I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 164 divided by 2, and I should end up with 82 as my final answer. So the angle or value of x in this one is going to equal 82. Again, we're finding where the missing angle that we're looking for is at. Trying to find the two vertical, or the arcs on from that vertical angle. Add them together and then divide by 2. None of that erased. Come on. Okay. It doesn't like me today. All right, so I'm looking at this one. The x is over here. Okay, if you were to draw the picture. This arc over here is going to be 62. This one's going to be 96. I'll let you write it down, and then we'll talk about it. All right, so they give me this angle here. They give me this angle here, which means that I can find this angle or this angle, but I can't find angle x yet. But this angle and this angle together is going to make a straight line, right? Yeah, so I should be able to figure out how or what makes a straight line. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to solve for one of those yellow sides. So somebody talk me through, how can I figure out the angles for that, the little yellow spots? I'm going to add some things together. Billy? Perfect, 62 plus 96. Add those together and then divide by what? Fantastic. So 62 plus 96. 62 plus 96. Divide that by 2. So it's going to be 158 divided by 2, which gives me 79 degrees. That means that this angle right here is 79. This angle there is 79. How can I figure out what this missing side is? Subtract this. I'm guessing just subtract from 180 because it's a straight line, right? I think that's what he said. So I've got a straight line. So again, this is 180, but this is going to be 79 degrees. So I'll take 180 degrees minus that angle that we just found out, minus 79, and that's going to give me 101 degrees. So angle x is going to equal 101 degrees. Feeling okay? I'm trying to figure out what happened with all the stuff I erased. All right, new circle. I've got this angle here. I'm trying to figure out angle x. This one's 60. This one's 25. All right, so remember, if we want to try to find that central angle, I'm going to say angle here, it's going to be one of the outside angles. I'm going to say outside angle plus outside angle divided by 2. That's the formula, right? Just that we had before. So one of the outside angles plus the other outside angle divided by 2 is going to equal that central angle. Well, here's where things are getting weird. They're not giving us just the outside angles. So just like where we kind of do a little bit of algebra type stuff, we're going to plug in the information that we know. Do we know what that central angle is going to be? Yes, what is it? 60. So I've got 60 equals. Do we know one of the outside angles? Okay, what is it? 25. The other outside angle? They just tell us it's an x. Equals x divided by 2. So my formula, my equation is 60 equals 25 plus x divided by 2. We can solve this stuff. Okay, if I'm going to start working backwards, it first says divide by 2. So instead of dividing by 2, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. So I get 120 equals 25 plus x. Now I get to subtract 25 from both sides. I get x equals 95. So far, so good. Again, as soon as you can figure out what that formula is, then you can just start plugging the information in from where you need it. Okay. The next theorem that we have if we have a secant and a tangent coming together. So again, tangent just touches the circle in one spot. Secant cuts through the circle. If it does that, to figure out angle 1, so I'm going to show this one up here. So again, I got my secant coming through here, my tangent right here. To figure out this angle, I'm going to take this whole measure and divide it by 2. So if they give me that outside measure, because it's coming to that central point, I'm taking the whole measure and I'm just dividing it by 2. Same thing if they give me this whole entire outside measure, I'll take whatever they give me, divide it by 2. It's kind of the theme of the secant lesson here. I want to know what sort of things I erased and why nothing else is gone. They're gone now. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So they're giving me this inside measure. So again, the formula we had, I'll write it again just so you can kind of see it as they scroll down. It was I'll put the inside measure is going to equal half of the outside. Okay. Are they giving me the inside measure or the outside measure? They're giving me the inside. So I got 116 equals 1/2. Do we know the outside? No, let's give it a variable. How can I get x by itself? Perfect. Divide by 1/2. Divide by 1/2 or multiply by 2. Either way is going to be the exact same thing. 116 divided by 1/2 or 116 times 2 is going to give me 232. So I'll say x is 232, or I can say angle JKL. So we're going from here all the way around is going to be 232 degrees. Figure out if they're giving you the inside angle or that outside angle. It'll be either divided by 2 or multiplied by 2. I want you guys to show me what you can do in this one. It's telling you that this whole entire angle is 238. Does anybody want to explain what you did, or you want me just to do it? I'm good with either way. Just let me know. Me? You? I'll just do it. Got it. Okay, so I've got this outside angle. Because they're trying to figure it out over here, I'm going to do this side right here. So I've got my inside angle I don't know. So I'm going to call it angle X equals 1/2 times 238. That's supposed to be a 2. So 238 times 1/2, I get 119. So angle X equals 119. So right here, it's 119 degrees. Because that's in a straight line, I'm just going to subtract that from 180. So angle RQS is going to be 61 degrees. Okay? Okay? Again, it's all kind of the same things for those ones. The very last thing I'm going to tell you, okay, and this is going to be the one that's a little bit different. The thing that we did before, we added them together and divided by 2 to figure out the two secants. So the secants are going to intersect outside of the circle. The stuff we did before this was where they intersected right at the edge of the circle or inside. If you have them intersecting outside of a circle, you'll take the big angle minus the little angle and divide by 2. Again, it tries to tell you these letters, but just remember it's the big angle minus the little angle divided by 2. And that's going to equal a point. So it doesn't matter if they both cut straight through the circle. Big angle minus little angle divided by 2 is going to give you angle A. If one's a tangent and one's a secant, still, big angle minus little angle equals that one. And then if they're both tangents, big angle minus little angle divided by 2. And the big thing about this is no matter what, you're never going to have a negative angle. There's no way we can get into the negative angles. It's imaginary. It just doesn't happen. So if you did something and it's not a positive number, probably just flip around those two angles to start with. Okay, I think we've got them. Did you need more? Sorry, Savannah. Did you need to see those more, Savannah? You good? Okay. So again, I'm taking the big angle minus the little angle, dividing it by 2. So I've got this circle. Again, I've got a secant. I got a tangent. This half of the circle, or this part of the circle, is going to be 179 degrees. The smaller angle is going to be 71 degrees. And they want me to find angle S. So I take my big angle, which is 179, minus my little angle, which is 71, divided by 2. 179 minus 71 equals 102, divided by 2. So angle S is going to equal 51 degrees. Actually, I did my math wrong. Yeah, 108. Completely did it wrong. I'm the worst. Again, big angle minus little angle divided by 2. So this one is a little bit different. Same formula. Whoops. They're trying to have us find this arc. It's still the same general formula though. I've got the point is going to equal the big angle minus the little angle divided by 2. So it's giving me that point at 68 degrees. My big angle is 224 minus my little angle. I don't know what my little angle is, divided by 2. put it into a formula, and now I can just go through and solve it. So starting to work backwards, I'm going to take 68 times 2. That gives me 136 equals 224 minus x. So I'm going to subtract the 224 from both sides. I get negative 88 equals negative x. Since they're both negative, I just reverse the signs, inverse the signs for everything, and I get x equals a positive 88 degrees. Is that one making sense? I feel like, again, just simplified down to big angle minus little angle divided by 2. That formula is going to get you the whole entire way there. Okay? Same thing, big angle minus little angle divided by 2. So I'm not doing that one with you. Same thing, big angle minus little. I'm not doing that. Okay, the very last thing I want to show you, I've got 7 minutes, and this is the very last one. I'm not getting to all the details of it, but there will be some points in your later math classes that will have the expectation that you know where this stuff comes from. To find a circle, to find the center of a circle, here is the formula that we use. And I'm having it be just as simple as only this one specific thing. All right, so this stuff, it'll delve into the quadratic equation. We're not dealing with the quadratic equation this year. You'll see it again later, depending on how you guys go for math. So you'll delve into the quadratic equation, and I'm not worried about that, but I want to make sure that you guys can see this is where that quadratic equation stuff is going to come from, okay? So to put it into a circle itself, the formula is going to, the center of the circle is going to be your value for x, your value for y. Okay, we usually use that as an h and a k. That's where they go for when it deals with circles. You're just going to use the same variable for those. So if they give you the center of the circle and they give you the radius, all you have to do is know where to plug it back in. You won't have to solve the stuff. I just want to make sure that you know where to plug things in if they give you that information. So if they give you the center of the circle with the h and the k, it's going to be x minus this value, all that squared, plus y minus this value squared equals the radius length squared. So fingers crossed, this one should be like just a freebie point for you on your assignment today, on your test and semester test. So here's where I could have swore it was done. Didn't erase it again. Okay. So if I give you this information, and you should have that formula right above it. Again, it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals the radius squared. No matter what, you will write it as x minus something squared plus y minus something squared equals the radius squared. We have a little r right there. So my very first value, the value for x, what number do I have? Positive 4. So it would be x minus 4 squared. My y value, perfect, negative 1. Because it's a negative 1, that means I have to flip those signs because a negative times a negative is a positive. So y plus 1. And then the last part is going to be my radius squared. Did they give me the radius? They give me the diameter. How do you find the radius from the diameter? Divided by 2. So what's the radius? 4. So when it comes time for you to answer this question, all you would write would be x minus 4 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 16. It's just a matter of plugging that stuff in. We're not going to have to do quadratic equation. You have to solve that other stuff for right now. That's as far as I want you to go. And I've ran out of time. I'm going to show you the assignment. It'll be up tomorrow. And I'll post both those sets of notes for you. But the stuff for tomorrow, I'm going to post it at 746, 8 through 20 even, 26 to 28, 760, number 14. Yes. It's going to be due on, for you guys, Wednesday. Yeah, not due on tomorrow. Speaking of homework, I completely forgot to grab it.